And we're back. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out over the break. A couple of reminders. We are sponsored by some dice. Folks, do we have a giveaway? I don't think we do. Do we have?
Yes, we do. Here, I'll do the giveaway.
So remind us about the giveaway.
Phoenix Dice does dice from recycled materials. And you can enter the giveaway by typing !ticket in the chat for one set of dice anywhere in the world. And you can also go to phoenixdice.com and get 10% off at checkout with code Dungeon Scrawlers, one word.
Excellent. I also want to remind people about my Kickstarter, !justice in the chat. Will take you to a link that will show you where that is. Yeah, it's a superhero novel that I'm writing about a series of characters that are very well developed and have a lot of stories about them. Most of them are up here. If you would like them to be out there where you can read them, support my Kickstarter. And with that, I think we're ready to go, unless somebody has something else for the good of the order.
Donate to Trevor Project if you're
Idle Champions.
so inclined.
Check it out. Go to
Idle
the thing.
Champions.
Yeah.
All right, take it away, Chris.
All right, thank you kindly. So as indicated, you will all awake with a start, having come from your individual dreams. When you do, it's dark in the rooms that you're in. There's a trickle of sunlight peeking through the boarded up or barred shuttered windows, so you can tell that it is now daytime. And it's a little bit warmer in these rooms than when you went to sleep last night, but it is dark, except for two people. Allie, you'll notice that as you sit up in bed and you look down at Eric, who just groggily sat up, that you can see Eric in a combination of normal, vague light, mostly darkness, and Eric's heat profile. If you've ever watched Predator or looked through a heat gun, you can see that you can detect Eric's heat profile. That's frankly bizarre. And Joel, you'll notice a couple of things. One is that when you sat up, you did so with a more sort of squat gesture than you expected a little while ago. You're a bit of a tall fellow, and so when you pop up to sort of waist height, you're expecting to reach a certain height over the ground. You didn't quite reach that height. And as you glimpse down at yourself, you'll notice a couple of things. One, your clothing is unbearably tight. I don't know what happened, but it's sort of like you got wider, bigger a bit while getting short. It's a little straight, and you can also see the rest of the group in that same heat signature vision. So I'll let you both deal with that, and everybody else will just awake from their dreams at the same moment. Anyone want to say anything out loud to anybody else? Eric.
Man, I've got a beard.
Yes.
And I'll kind of I mean, it's still very dark otherwise. Yeah,
it is. People without infravision can't see anything in here.
Did you have a weird dream?
Are we streaming? What's going on?
No. Dream. Did you have a weird dream?
That is
Eric?
Such a weird question to ask me first thing in the morning. Why are you here? Oh, shit. Yeah, I did.
Allie's voice is at once familiar, but also with a more lilting tone to it, sort of almost musical.
Allie, what happened to your voice? I mean, it sounds really good. Has Jamal been giving you voice lessons?
No. Who? What are you
Jamal
talking
is
about?
the thespian who owns this house that we're in because we're in the Forgotten Realms.
No. Did we get?
I look around for Allie.
Here?
It's dark, right?
It is. It is
I can't
dark.
see.
There are candles, but they're out. You put them out.
Okay,
And there was
I'm
only
gonna-
one light. That's downstairs.
I'm gonna fluoresce the mark then.
All right. Hey, Eric, that's not Allie at all.
Whoa!
That is an
Heartening. That's a heartening reaction.
In reaction to that, I'm gonna pop up and move. Wait, you guys are upstairs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so in reaction to that, whoa, I'm gonna pop up and scuttle up the stairs.
Probably
to
pretty
see what's
loud.
happening.
Pretty loud. Whoa.
Okay, so I'll leave the two of you upstairs for a moment to go back downstairs to Joel. So, hey, everyone. Somebody just popped up at the door. You get the sense that it's probably Joel, because that's sort of where Joel is. Only Joel's blundering around into things and sounds a little bit disorganized. You all had these dreams that were a little bit vivid. Maybe Joel's had a bad one.
Are you okay, Jill?
I-
Can you find the candle?
I don't think I need one. I'm not sure what's happening.
So I'll fluoresce my mark.
All right, so Randy and Rhiannon, you will have a shocking experience of seeing Joel the dwarf. Joel looks like Joel, only 4'6" and broader. Same, like basically a 5
No
o'clock
beard.
shadow, so no beard. Same color hair, tight and long clothing simultaneously. It's frankly bizarre.
And I look up at the two of them and I go, "Oh, this is bullshit."
Honey, we shrunk the Joel. What happened?
So I'm going to immediately look at Randy. Does Randy look any different?
Absolutely identical. The babes are still dead asleep.
Okay. Do I? Well, in as much as I can see, like, I'm still
No
the same, right?
changes.
Okay.
Allie, you'll know. Hey, your ears are pointed. Well, that's kind of neat. And they're a little bit more acute than they were yesterday, because you can overhear the conversation that's occurring on the first floor or second floor.
Yeah, I'll even I'll kind of like perk up a little bit and kind of cock my head slightly, like I'm hearing something. What?
Eric, Allie is painfully attractive.
Yeah. Okay.
What
So apparently the change dance happened.
look,
Congratulations.
problem solved, I guess.
Is there a mirror? Is there a silvered glass?
Downstairs.
Here, I'll just summon Vindicator real fast.
No, Eric, don't.
No, it's
Did
fine.
that work? Did
Did
that
it work? Did it work?
So let me go back downstairs for a moment before
Okay.
God.
Okay, so Joel was saying, "Now this is bullshit. I don't know what's going on." Joel, when Rhiannon lit the markup to light the room, your eyes shifted entirely into the normal visible spectrum of light. You, Rhiannon, and Randy are looking at a dwarven Joel, a beardless dwarven Joel. You look normal. You can hear there's some excitement coming from upstairs. Anybody want to call out between the two floors?
Everybody okay up there?
We're working on it.
Just fine. Extremely
would've-
fine in one of our cases.
It would appear that whatever has occurred down here in this room, there's something similar that seems to be occurring up there as well.
Anyone turn into a dwarf?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the
I don't-
opposite.
Eric became a Goliath?
No, it'll be Allie.
Oh.
Joel, your heart is
Okay.
beating fast. Little panicked, actually.
Yeah.
Your hands are kind of stubbier than you recall. You feel uncomfortable, and you're like, I'm used to seeing the world from a different height.
I think at that point, I would probably just get up and like head downstairs at this point, because it's like I'm a little
What were you wearing when you went?
I probably wouldn't have bothered to like change out of my clothes. I probably would just fallen asleep in what I was wearing. So like jeans, the tank top.
Not fitting terribly well on
Yeah,
you.
those probably
Yeah.
don't fit anymore.
So I'm holding my pants up as I'm heading down.
Put the leather armor on, Allie.
Eric,
You know how long that takes to get into?
Eric,
Also,
can
you
roll-
need an undershift, dude.
Yeah.
Eric,
Look,
can you roll
look.
20-sided die
Did the
for me?
sword appear?
Oh yes, you are trying to summon Vindicator.
Right.
Could you roll a 20-sided die for me after you've summoned Vindicator? It absolutely did appear in your hands. Yes.
Okay, good. All right, here we go.
So it disappeared out of my possession.
Area. you didn't
I
have it.
rolled a 6.
Okay, couple of things. Yes, Joel, it was nearby. Roll a 20-sided die to see if you even noticed that it disappeared.
That's
Remember,
a 7.
Kind of preoccupied at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you,
fair.
When you look down, a minute ago you looked down and the sword was there. When you look back down again, the sword is gone. So you'll kind of note, well, that's unusual. Eric, it will appear soundlessly and without fanfare
Okay.
in your hand as you summon it.
It's
And
just kind of reflective, so I'm like, here, look. Show it to Allie.
when you
What?
do that, you will also note that you are acutely drawn to Allie's curves as she's having a hard time keeping her clothes
Oh,
on. at
Jesus.
this particular
No.
point.
All right, so are you blessed by some sort of love goddess or something? What happened in your dream?
Shadowy entity showed me how to change my form, and then I'll rush downstairs.
Put the clothes on for.
Or-
Never mind.
And you are left alone with your thoughts, Eric. All right. Moving quietly, but quickly down the stairs comes Allie. But that doesn't look like Allie that went to bed last night. Hey, Allie, that doesn't look like Joel either.
What?
Um,
What happened to you?
Allie
What
is a
happened?
stunningly attractive Muno.
Wow, Allie.
So
you were
I'm assuming,
beautiful
Ellie,
before, but
you wanted this, right?
Yes.
Joel, did you want this?
Okay, Allie, not that I'm not happy for you, but I reiterate, this is bullshit.
I didn't have anything.
No,
I didn't have anything to do
absolutely
with
not.
that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
it's like your brother
I-
played a prank on you or something, Joel.
I had a look. Okay. Deep breaths. More talking to myself than anybody else right now. I had a dream where a voice, the one that I've been hearing, told me that I could alter my shape by expending some of the power that I have.
So, is this a one-time change?
I mean, I can do it again if I use more of it.
Wow.
So is one of your little jewels on the
That is the
Gauntlet?
question.
yeah.
How do you want to find out? Luminous?
I'd luminesced mine already. I don't think I even thought to turn it off.
Fair enough. You will note that yes, one of them is missing, but it is not a jewel on the gauntlet. It is one of the points of the trident.
Oh. Oh.
What is? That's not what I. What does that mean?
Well, that's something we should probably have a talk about. The trident, the triangles.
Hmm?
That's the
Eric, are you coming down from upstairs?
Is it
Is that-
safe?
That's it.
I'm not.
okay.
No one's naked. Get down here.
Okay, so the symbol,
Yeah.
so we all recognized Helm symbol, and then we
Yes.
figured out that the big circle was Aminator. If you
Yeah.
take those two away, what's left is the three triangles that are left over Are the
Yeah.
are the symbol of Asmodeus.
Oh.
Joel. Dwarf Joel. Don't say those names out loud. Allie, put some clothes on.
Oh,
I'm wearing clothes. My pants
all
are
right.
up.
You know
They
what?
just go down.
I'm gonna go kick Eric in the shin.
Ow!
and I face the wall, And then
Yes.
Allie, if you're okay with me
Cool.
taking your wrist, I'm gonna
Okay.
pull you over to the closet and be like, Randy, here, we need the closet.
Oh, absolutely.
You can take the babies to the bed. And then I'm gonna try to pull enough outfits out that we can go in there a little bit and then pick some new clothes. And
Fair.
and then I'll stand, not that I'm tall enough to completely block, but I'll stand between the closet and the room and be like, all right, so we can have adult conversations out here and Allie can pick some new clothes. And so we don't have to say that name again, but that
This is
isn't good.
concerning. So I'll shout
Let's
from the closet.
let's just say B Dave. Let's just say B Dave.
Where I was going. Yep.
I was gonna
We
go
all
with-
know who that is, right? B Dave.
Yep.
Is saying Azzy too similar to the actual name?
People might know who we're talking about, but if I say
Okay.
B Dave, we'll know who we're talking about.
Okay. B Dave.
all right.
So
I'll dig around
you-
for clothes.
first of all, Joel,
Uh huh.
have you shaved this morning? Because
I
you
have
already
not.
have a 5 a.m. Shadow.
Gonna go with the beardless dwarf jokes, huh?
No, I'm
Yes.
saying it's growing real fast.
Oh, okay.
Okay, during beard discussion, I'm gonna have a silent discussion that hopefully is more useful. So I'm gonna say, was that you in the dream?
Was that me warning you that she would come?
Who's she?
The woman that I showed you in the dream.
Oh, okay. She's coming, and is she a warlock of what we're speaking about currently?
She is a warlock of great power. One of 13 of them.
Mhm.
Oh,
Share this with the group.
all right.
I don't know. We didn't hear any of this.
He is their leader. And Rhea was hers.
Yep. Okay. Coming for them right now. This is gonna happen imminently.
Eventually, I do not know exactly when.
Okay. So my dream, apparently, the Brimstone Angels, somebody's gonna come for these babies. A very powerful warlock.
Oh,
My
Good.
source didn't say that she was a warlock of B-Dave, but just a very powerful warlock.
good.
Probably Briseis Kakistos.
I mean, I didn't quite remember the name, but yes, that's what I'm
You're-
thinking. One of 13.
Your
Ray was hers.
source.
Hmm?
Your source? You have a source?
Yes, and we're not going to discuss that.
Okay. It's not B Dave, is it?
No.
It's
Well,
not
here,
Aaron
okay.
either.
So
Look,
Are you?
I've been using my mark as a nightlight. The triangles, they're still as intact as ever, right? I was
That
burning
is
off
correct. They are
tools from
intact
the
as ever.
gauntlet.
Okay. When I say Aaron, we all know who I'm talking about, right?
I don't know anymore.
B Dave's daughter, except it's a little weird to put it that
Oh.
way.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not her, right? You don't think?
No, I mean,
Did the
You
warlock
met
look
Aaron
like Aaron?
before, as presented by Aaron. Oh, this is getting complicated.
Well,
I
will
think we
note-
could say Farida. I don't know that that's any particular.
No.
Were you
Farida wouldn't be
referring
born
to
yet.
someone
That's
classy?
not who I mean.
We
how
saying
old-
someone
Oh,
classy?
okay.
How-
All right.
how old was
Yes,
the woman
that's
in
who
your
I
dream?
mean.
I
Yeah,
just
I got you.
penetrated our
That's right.
euphemisms. All right.
that,
will.
that really, really convincing lady.
Yeah,
So
and
as
we
far
don't
as-
want to say that name either.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I want to go and say it to my source either. And my source has no like method of conveying that otherwise. So
Can your source hear us? Probably,
woman-
right?
Yes.
We're gonna have to
Did the
assume
woman in
that.
your dream look like Aaron?
did she?
No.
Hmm.
As far as clothing goes, I'm able to find some. Am I able to find some pants, or is this going to be
There
like
are
dresses?
there are a lot of things in here that can conceivably fit you. There are probably easily 150 outfits packed into this closet. So it depends on whether or not you're trying to accentuate rather, or downplay the sexy. You tell me.
At this moment, I am probably trying to. Not necessarily. I'm probably not even really considering that so much as I'm just going for, okay, these are pants that fit. This is a top that fits.
You know,
Set of legging-like pants, cannons, they're called.
Okay.
That fits nicely, snugly. And a tunic that fits a little long, but looks good. And
That'll work.
You're dealing with black and red in terms of colors. The pants black, the tunic red.
Okay, I can live with that.
did Allie seem shorter to any of you?
I can't
Yes.
tell.
Can confirm. I'll say
That's true. Everyone seems tall to Joel now.
I
I
will
would
gonna
also
go-
like to find some clothes that fit while we're having this conversation.
I'm gonna go
once-
back upstairs and get that leather armor
once
that I
I'm
saw
changed,
Allie trying to try on.
once I'm actually changed, I'll come out probably as I'm belting the tunic, and just kind of like, all right, I think we're good.
You're going to need shoes.
I am
Okay.
going to need shoes. I mean, are there suitable footwear around here, like
There
boots
are
or
all
something?
kinds of boots and shoes around these.
Yeah.
Around boots. You could look for
Oh.
one that fits.
Yeah, I'll start rooting around for boots that fit.
Okay.
Does Allie have
Anyone-
unexpectedly dainty feet?
Yes.
And now it's
Anyone-
hard to move around without tripping and falling.
Surprisingly dexterous.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just,
No, apparently I'm
picturing
doing
it.
well.
okay.
Anyone attracted to women is attracted to Allie.
Oh, jeez.
That's just the way it is.
I mean,
the
yeah,
tragedy
but
of
now
Allie
you're
being
talking
gay as
about
hell.
But what happened after Allie's transformation? That's what we're asking. All right. Anyway.
All right.
Well, Allie just got some bling bling, so
Yep.
Oh, thank
could
you.
be some very nice shoes.
Yes, actually, there is a fantastic set of polished black leather soft boots that go all the way up to the calf.
Okay, I'm taking those. Let's just. You'll hear me go ooh, and then I take them.
Very good. And Joel, you're looking around for smaller things.
Yeah, more. Yes. Something that
Broad-chested.
will fit me. Yeah. Barrel chested, so to speak.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
There
So
is one thing in here that will fit you fairly well.
Oh no.
Eric was playing around with it last night.
Oh. The armor is
Uh-huh.
dwarf sized.
It is actually.
Ah,
That's why it wouldn't fit.
it's a really good thing you didn't work too hard at getting into it. Well, in that case, I guess I'll get dressed.
All right, so you'll scamper upstairs and start trying to figure out how to put plate mail on. Have you ever put plate mail on before? A lot of buckles.
I have
Probably
not.
something you need help with.
Probably the first time at least. I mean, probably not like an IBA.
All right.
Have
So
something underneath that it all hooks onto too, straps onto.
So my friend Dylan is part of of the SEA. So I know a little bit about putting on armor because I see pictures of him wearing armor. So maybe I can help Joel.
Do you
Now-
wish to relocate your conversation upstairs so that you can have it as you're trying to strap Joel into armor? So you're
Yeah.
not scattered about 2 floors of this place.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
follow Joel.
All right. So you're now once again all back together. Some
I
of you
don't-
have talked about the contents of your evening. Some of you have not.
Yeah.
I don't mean to alarm you, Joel, but you're definitely a linked one at this point.
Okay, so I will stand out less as a dwarf.
I
the
will.
very
I
near
will
future.
say this. whoever I heard, whoever was talking to me, definitely not our old friend B Dave
Well, good.
in my dream.
Are
Yeah,
you sure
actually-
you know?
I mean,
he-
look, it was everything was dark and shadowy. She seemed to indicate she was some aspect of myself.
Oh, it was a she. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
What does she look like?
I didn't get a good look.
Hot and shadowy. Okay. What
Hot and
else?
shadowy.
What details do you remember?
Uh,
What did her voice sound like?
like I'll actually probably actively blush a little bit at that point.
Okay.
Very nice.
Uh-huh.
Look,
So it could
I don't
be
know. I don't know how to describe it.
it could be anybody from the Lady of Lust to the Lady of Lust. So
Or it is just an aspect of myself, and these marks have somehow awakened pieces of ourselves that were dormant. I don't know.
isn't that what I just said? Anyway,
Are you suggesting that? Are you suggesting that what the Lady of Loss is a dormant aspect of my personality?
look, you contain multitudes. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
Okay. Well,
Apparently, I
I'm gonna help Joel with the straps on his armor. You two talk to Al.
How are we
Okay.
going to explain any of this to the people downstairs?
Magic. Wizard did it.
Illusions? Maybe we were traveling under some illusions?
Yeah, and they wore off.
I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were disguising the dwarf because he shaved and he was really embarrassed about it, and we were disguising the elf
You're-
because
you're
she's really
making-
hot and it distracts people. There we go. Easy.
You're putting too much detail in.
Yeah,
That's
We
too
were
much
traveling
detail?
incognito.
We were
Yeah.
traveling incognito. That's all we need to say.
Okay, fair
exactly.
enough.
I think Randy was about to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say, apparently the inner aspect of me is an old halfling who has a harp pinned. Not an old halfling, but like a silver-haired halfling. Male?
Like a Harper halfling? What do we...
I don't.
Like-
Well,
I mean, I've seen the Harper symbol. Was it the Harper symbol, or was it just a thing with the harp?
It looks a lot like the Harper symbol, but it is really definitely an exact duplicate of what's above that door on the way in. If you recall, Allie had a
Okay.
theory about that last time.
Okay, yeah, it was a
Yeah.
duplicate of the harp symbol above the door when we came in.
Oh,
And,
so
uh,
it was something to do with Finder?
Maybe
Finder-
he didn't
Finder
speak
Wyvern
to
Spark.
me. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
What
I
else? What else happened in the dream?
That's it. I was walking through a field of flowers.
Oh,
and-
like a gladiator thing.
kind of like a gladiator thing.
Yeah, all
and
right.
I did a little bit of skipping, and I was looking for a good hill to roll down and have some giggles. But they and as I was walking, the flowers would bloom and then die and then rebloom.
Okay, that's definitely a Finder thing.
What is a finder thing?
I look around. Is there any sign of anybody spying on us?
No, unless they're on the roof watching through. You're alone in here.
Okay, so I don't remember the exact details, but Finder was a bard, a traveling minstrel who was very powerful as a bard, and he kind of inherited a divine portfolio from Moander, the god of rot and decay.
Oh,
And his aspect of it is rebirth, revival. So things pass away, things return.
Was he a halfling?
No, but he had a halfling servant or friend or
Hmm.
romantic interest. It's unclear when you're reading books by Jeff Grubb. They're not necessarily all that clear about all that.
Ah,
Olive
Yeah.
Rostkettle was her name.
so I was Well, I was hoping it was I was hoping I was going to wake up as a halfling next time I go to sleep, but I guess
That's
if
not a
it's just
dig
a-
against Jeff. He just likes to keep things a little vague and open to interpretation.
So it sounds like it was less an aspect of me and more just someone saying hi from a friend of this.
Unless unless that god is an aspect of you.
Well, so mine
Well,
was
Olive should be active right now, right?
Yes.
She's alive at this point,
Probably.
I think.
What were you saying,
What was
Rhiannon?
that, Rihanna? Yeah.
Go ahead, Rita.
mine wasn't me. It was a warning of somebody who's going to be working against us. So
But who was warning you?
some part of me, but
Are you sure it wasn't you?
yes.
Okay. I believe you.
So an aspect of you was warning
No,
you.
I
about this
think
other
you're
thing,
I think you're probably right. Okay. Mine
This
I had
didn't see an
Go ahead.
aspect of me at all. I encountered a young boy who was either Kalen or Gedrin or someone related with a similar backstory, whose mother was being attacked by a vampire and then fled. So
So these things that were created out of you are not an aspect of you.
maybe.
Did
If anyone was the divine entity, I was the divine entity. That's a little on the nose, isn't it?
So, okay.
But bottom line, we know there's a seeker involved and that there's somebody coming for the babies. I mean, the babies thing sounds like the most urgent and like important takeaway from all of that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this seems like a good time to talk about what some of the stuff that came out of the later Brimstone Angels novels. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't finished them. So Briseis Kakistos, it's okay to say her name, right? No one's gonna
I think so.
object to that.
I mean,
Okay.
if you can say it, you should be proud of the fact that you can say it and say it.
Yeah. So at some point in their history, she has a falling out with B-Dave, and she starts trying to orchestrate his downfall.
So weird.
And
Okay. I mean, yeah.
and there was she tried to enact a ritual that would bring down B-Dave. And that involves spilling the blood of one of the descendants of each of the original Toral 13, which would mean that the girls, the babies, are MacGuffins for her evil plot.
This is exactly the kind of plot that Chris would come up with. I just want you all to know that. Something
Look,
really
we can't-
lore deep and dense.
And the other thing that they might be used for that she also wanted to use her descendants for is to reincarnate her dead sister into one of her own descendants. So she may have a use for both of them. So they're essential MacGuffins for both of her evil plots.
Which means that we
So.
can't leave them behind.
Okay. Well, okay. So here's my concern. My working theory had been that she was the one who brought us in. To be okay. So. Wow. My theory was that she was opposing B-Dave, but had not figured out yet, but not openly yet, and she brought us in as agents who had no connection to her because she couldn't go to her fellow hell cultists because they would either not help her or possibly even turn her in. And as long as she's using us as pawns, she's got deniability, and we also can't betray her because we had no idea what was going on. So, but it sounds like Rhiannon's dream warned you about her. I'm guessing because she'd be in her early 40s now and she'd be active.
Yeah.
So but
she's
so it
coming
sounds
for
like-
us.
or
Well,
for
she's
them.
coming for
babies.
the babies.
Right.
Right.
Where would the babies be safe?
That's a tough question.
Does she mean those babies harm?
Yes. Well,
Presumably,
yes.
yes.
She's
Okay.
going to if I'm right, she's going to sacrifice one of them, and the other one is going to end up possessed.
All right, it's
By
our
her-
responsibility to protect the
Well-
babies. I think we're all pretty clear on that.
I mean,
I guess so.
I don't.
Is there a benevolent
Look.
power? Wait, is there a
One of-
benevolent
One of
power?
us disintegrated their mother.
Wait, what?
Is there
Look,
a
I'm not
What did you
blaming
do while I
anybody.
was sick?
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that we have a responsibility. That's all.
Okay, so but the logic of these sort of things is usually that we keep the MacGuffin because we can protect it. but I at least want to make an argument for we put the MacGuffin somewhere out of the way and then go be splashy elsewhere. Because the protection of nobody knowing where they are is greater than the protection from us, like, directly.
I mean, in theory,
Just
we could
saying.
put Chekhov's babies on the mantle, and they won't be used until the final act. I mean, we should be safe in that case, right? But
Here, oh,
Randy.
sorry. Go on, Randy. Go on.
well, yeah. What I was gonna say is there, do you Lori people know of a benevolent power who might serve double purpose of wanting to keep the baby safe from and also yeah, that one, and have maybe possibly the power to send us home. I don't know.
Benevolent?
Yeah.
No. Powerful? Yes.
Nobody looks out for tieflings. That's one of the things that makes her go bad originally.
Oh.
So I want to say a couple things, and I have a couple of ideas. I
Okay.
have some friends who are here in the realms, assuming that we are in that particular infinite version of the realms.
How
They're
can
in
you have
Waterdeep.
friends here?
I do. They might not be in this version of the realms, though.
Pause.
saw all the
for a
people-
moment. Pause for a moment, Eric. Allie, roll a 20-sided die.
Okay. I'll roll the Shay one. Let's see what happens. It's a 19.
All right. All you remember is that Eric's been talking a lot about how this is all his fault. Go on, Eric.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to get really meta here. Now, a couple months ago, oh gods, has it been months? A couple months ago, I was talking to a friend of mine. His name is Chris. Chris O. I'm not gonna name him any further than that, in case he can hear us divinely, about running a game for us, and that is how we got here.
You think that's how we got here?
Yes, I do think that's how we got here. Secondly, Chris is here in the realms, or at least he's in a version of the realms that is very similar to this. So odds are good that he is here in this particular realms. And if that's the case, he can send us back.
Can he protect the babies?
Can he protect the babies? Yes. Will he protect the babies? That's another question, but we can work on that when we find him.
So
Okay.
look. Okay, I guess
Look, he's
we're kind
lawful evil AF. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh, so no. So
No, if there's some benefit to him, he will do it. That's what I'm saying. We got to figure. All right, we can work on this. But what
Are
I'm
we talking
saying
about
is,
Chris O or Chris the Great?
they're the same person. Okay, and there's a third person who is the character who is in Waterdeep. That's where we need to get to. I'm
Okay.
pretty
character
sure
who's
that's
in
where they are.
Waterdeep.
Okay.
You really got to stop referring to people in this place as characters, Eric.
Yeah. Road
Yes.
trip to Waterdeep. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Load up our
Chris,
snacks. Here we
But
go.
luckily, I was going to suggest getting the hell out of Westgate and maybe going to Waterdeep anyway. Because really, I feel like wherever we go, a city full of vampires is not the best place for these kids.
I agree. Chris
Here,
doesn't owe me a favor or anything, but if we do him a favor, I suspect he will agree to protect these children if he can get something out of it. That's my estimation.
I don't like hinging on that.
We can make agreements with him. That's what I'm saying. He is a very lawful person.
And how do you think the finder and these tattoos and all of that, is that all work into that? Or?
That might help us along the way.
Oh, okay, so I should probably relay what my dream was at this point, because it may be relevant. I
Great.
dreamed.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so I dreamed about a vast working of magic done by somebody who is possibly a cleric or possibly a military officer of some kind, wearing black and gold. A large group of people casting over a coastal city that was not Westgate. A great work of magic. He had orange veins all over him, and I somehow knew that this was going to happen in a year's time. So we may have the fact that somebody showed me that may mean that we have an extended
Don't
time
want
to be here.
here a year from now.
Okay, so
Well, there's also going to be a gold rush in Dead Snouts in a year. So if we
my
if
guess,
worst comes to worst, that's a good place to get rich.
2 things. But thing
what-
one, not to interrupt you, but I have to. Thing one, Eric, if you could roll a 20-sided die for me.
Yeah.
Rhiannon, when you, thing two, declare that you don't want to be here for a year, the voice inside your head will say, how do you know how time passes here versus how time passes in where you're from? Perhaps a year is a day.
Oh, well, okay. That would be all right. I mean, I still wouldn't enjoy being here for a year, but
You would not enjoy my tutelage? To unlock your birthright of fire for a year's time? That seems awfully unappreciative of what I'm offering.
I'm very appreciative. I'm just got some caution about the forces arrayed against us. And running from the forces of evil often means injury and hardship and emotional upset.
Why run when you can fight?
Oh.
So you'll see.
Really testing that responsibility, isn't he?
And Eric, what did you roll?
I rolled a 1, buddy.
Convenient. You will recall with your 1 that Helm made you make a particular pledge. Do you remember that pledge?
Remind everybody, please.
He said that because you had chosen to take up the sword, you had changed something, and therefore you were also going to be charged with a specific responsibility of tutelage and instruction for someone who was in turn going to take up that blade. Do you recall that?
Great. Oh, great. Yeah, vaguely I recall. Yeah, I remember that now.
That's
All right, so we
something-
need to find somebody else.
would that somebody be here?
I'm not sure. Was that the person I dreamed of? Probably.
Was there anything distinguishing about them?
So
That
I'm gonna
person's in a dank basement in the night, suffering.
being
if that's-
attacked by a vampire, right?
Mhm.
Why do we need to find someone else? I'm sorry. What is the purpose of finding someone?
Helm may have tasked me with teaching someone how to be a champion of Helm and take up the sword after I am gone.
And does that move us closer to keeping the baby safe or getting home?
Well, considering how effective the sword is at killing vampires, yeah.
Would this
Mm.
person that you're supposed to train possibly be someone to take the babies or keep them safe?
Well, if it's Gedrin or Kalen or someone like that, I doubt it.
Oh.
Here, not
do
good
you
father
think we'd
figures.
Find them? Where do we think you'd find them?
Underground, shitty basement, vampire, probably here in the city. I
Didn't they have
think back
something
to the
happen-
dream. Did the clothes seem like Westgate fashion? I've seen some people here in the city.
There were 2 outfits notably, right? One was that the cruel
Oh, God.
blonde-haired person was wearing nice outfit, silks, etc., dressed well, looks like a wealthy merchant or an individual that you've seen similar to wandering about town. And then the woman whose face you didn't see was wearing diaphanous purple silk robes. That's
Oh.
something.
I'm gonna wait until Allie gets back for this. So, yes, you need to.
Rhiannon had an expression on her face while you were holding forth.
Yeah, and this is something I remember from Helm talking to Eric, and I don't know that Eric actually told us.
Perhaps
because-
not.
Not much.
Didn't
You can remind
Helm
us.
say something about working together with other powers, thus the combo mark?
I seem to think so. Did that? Yes, right? Yes?
Sounds
Okay.
reasonable.
You
Okay,
rolled a
'cause-
1, man.
That's an interpretation. That's an interpretation.
Wait.
Because I think I can logic it out just by like we're talking about the mark is made up of a combination of different aspects.
Yeah.
And it seems like we have different sort of forces pushing on us. And so it seems like, I don't know, it may come where we have to like decide one or the other, but it may be that we have to like long-term look at getting home, but then to get there, we have to, grab Eric's kid before we leave Westgate and then get to Waterdeep,
Don't phrase
So-
it like that. Anyway, yeah, no, you're totally right. You're totally right.
We should also probably
So-
get used to referring to each other as the names we're going by here, admittedly.
And my name
so-
is Elric in this world.
Elric, what are the chances that the woman and child you saw were the wife and child of the Thalavar who was killed defending Rhea?
Quite high.
Okay.
You
Did you say
recall
something about
they came up last night in a conversation with mistress of this house.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal probably knows some stuff about the Thalabars
Yeah.
that might be useful. I will talk to her, and we will
Anyway.
maybe get some leads. Allie, I was waiting until you returned.
I could hear.
from admiring yourself in the mirror.
Look, can you?
No,
Okay.
it's totally understandable. I didn't say that in a judgmental way. So one of the people in my dream had a diaphanous purple robe, which seems like a purple lady thing. The purple lady isn't supposed to be around yet, but there might be
No.
something similar.
Well, but it might be named after her.
Right.
Would that be
Guess.
So,
be Illyra? She's here
first
now,
order-
isn't she?
No.
She is.
Isn't she a night mask right now?
She is
Uh-huh.
technically like
Okay,
she
one
never
more
actually quit, but she left, and it could be complicated. All right.
Yeah, what are the chances she wasn't the woman on the rooftop last night?
Okay. Very low. First order business, bath.
Oh.
Second order business, morning feast.
Breakfast.
Third order business, fest hall.
So as you say that, there's a knock upon the door, a tentative knock upon the door downstairs. You're all huddled up here.
Um,
I'll go
Oh.
answer. It'll be Mercy.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
maybe best if those of us who have altered not answer the door right now.
now that Rhiannon has stepped away. Okay. Best case scenario, the voice in her head is Mistra. Right?
Okay.
Could be.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
What's
Well-
worst case?
Any other theories?
I don't know. I don't even know what the voice in my head is right now.
Oh, I'm sure it's Illustrae or something.
Sure.
Come on, you know you, Allie.
It sounds like it's offering to teach her Wait, I think she's told us actually. It's offering to teach her magic.
Well, it is Rhiannon. That's how I would appeal to her if I were running this game.
Right, but I mean in terms of like it hasn't asked for a pact, but it's
Not
offering to teach her
yet.
magic. So that
She's
that
very
does-
responsible. We gotta trust Rhiannon. I advocate for trusting Rhiannon.
There's a moment where I'm like, oh crap, did I make a pact?
I think Eric may have.
Yeah, you probably did. I definitely did.
And Rhiannon will open the door. It is, in fact, Mercy. She will say, "Good morning, Rhiannon. Mistress Jamal has put a breakfast for you all. It is past midday, but we were told to let you sleep. But I heard you were up and about, and so I'm supposed to bring you downstairs to the garden room to speak with Mistress Jamal and to eat. Are you ready?"
Momentarily. I just want to perhaps send you ahead to warn Mistress Jamal that for ease of travel, yesterday several of us were wearing illusions to make us stand out less. And so don't be surprised.
She'll say.
Yes. Don't be surprised if we look differently now and much more sort of noticeable, unfortunately. That's what happened.
Tell
She's
her that
looking
all
at-
the shit was an illusion.
She's looking at you admiringly,
Didn't smell
and she
like
will
it.
say, "So you are a sorceress? Did you cast these magics?"
I am only a beginning one. I'm still learning. But I could maybe try something later. I need to be outside for safety. But after breakfast.
Mintassin once told me several years ago that he sensed inside of me the potential to become a wizard. I would love to learn.
Did you tell her about the shit being an illusion?
It didn't smell like an
I will.
illusion.
I will.
It was a
would've
very
believed that.
capable illusion.
I will kick Eric in the shin.
Ow!
I'll go gather them.
Okay.
and we'll be down momentarily.
We will wait
Yeah.
you downstairs in the garden room. You come down the stairs past the library, and then it is out towards the rear of the house.
Got it.
Okay. Door closes.
And then I'm gonna go up and be like, all right, we got to get down to breakfast.
You think they're going to be okay with us wearing their clothes? I think we should probably.
Elric, you said
Joel.
last night that you made it sound like you might know who Mistress Jamal is. Do you know anything about her, or was that no?
I took a lucky gamble. She
Okay.
is she's a well-known thespian here in Westgate. A friend of Mintassin, who is a famous wizard, planeswalker out somewhere in the multiverse right now. She's a good person, I think. I hope.
Okay.
Well,
And as
come
for changing, I don't know if there's nothing else.
No,
here,
wear
up here
the
that fits
armor.
me,
You
so I
look
guess
good.
Yeah,
clank downstairs.
Look, I'll wear this for now, and then I will ask about that leather armor. I feel like I'll just say like, look, our other clothes were filthy. I needed something to wear that wasn't filthy.
I'll just casually stroll outside and water the rose garden.
Should I put something on? My clothes were filthy.
His work.
Maybe.
I
There
will look for some
is-
clothes.
If you spend enough time in here, there is something that will fit everyone.
All right.
All right,
I'll
look,
put on some
Look,
clothes.
they're expecting us. So I sort of suspected this
Yeah,
would happen.
let's-
So I'm gonna start like grabbing people's wrists.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go
Rhiannon, I
downstairs.
need to put on clothes. No, Rhiannon, no.
Randy was out ahead of the rest of you because I think he said something about making water in the rose garden. Is that an accurate
Yeah.
statement, Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will head downstairs.
I've been doing the little dance while the more we've been talking. So
Kiki dance.
Where are the
yeah.
babies?
And the babies. Yeah, I'll change the baby swaddling and
Do you want to take them with you? Do you wish to leave them here? What would you like to do?
I would imagine that I would have been taking the opportunity to change their swaddling and stuff while we were just sitting there
Yep.
talking and chatting.
That's
So,
entirely fair. You have done exactly that.
I'll just I'll probably I'll ask Rhiannon if you can take one, because
All right.
I'll need one free. So I will.
It might be my turn. Would you like me to carry one of the babies?
Yes.
Oh, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe change your clothes first.
yes.
It'll be good for her immune system.
It'll mask her smell if
I
they're
don't-
using something
what-
that
I don't think that's how that works.
Why does
Let's
one
get
of these
downstairs.
Why does one of these tiefling twins have a higher constitution than the other? Well,
Well, I mean, babies get their microbiome from
yeah,
their
it's
mother.
absolutely true. All right.
Right. Well,
Fair
okay. Downstairs, I guess.
So you're changing up.
Yeah, go
And
ahead and shit on me. I've had worse.
And Randy's out ahead. Randy, you'll go downstairs, down the hall to the garden room. That's how you get to the garden, after all, which has a table for 6. Jamal, dressed fully and not just in a dressing gown. She's dressed a bit like a gypsy woman with colorful skirts, a blouse, and jewelry, and this time her headscarf hat is a jade green, a bright jade green, will greet you and wish you a happy midsummer.
Oh,
Please.
happy midsummer.
Have something to eat and drink.
Oh, thank you. I just need to step outside for a minute, get a little fresh air. It was a little stuffy in that room with everyone.
As you wish.
And Elric's, encounter with the poo and all. So
Understandable.
Illusion.
I'm going to have Mercy draw you up a bath today, but I figured we
Oh.
would talk first and that you could all bathe after that.
she's an artist. Okay.
The door, she'll chuckle. The door leads out into the garden. You'll notice that it's a nice day, so the windows are unlatched and open, and the garlic cloves in this room tucked away. The room has this overrun garden in the distance, like outside the doors of this room. It's not well-tended rose garden with a low stone wall overgrown with roses with lots of thorns to them. They're giving off an apple-like fragrance from pink mostly, but red and white overgrown rose bushes. There are bees gently moving from one to another all over the garden as you step out into it. You saw quite a feast on the table before you went outside. It set your mouth to watering.
Oh yeah.
You're
Stomach's
looking-
grumbling.
You're looking for a spot to make water.
Okay. Yes. And as someone mentioned in the chat, just signs of buried bodies as well, just out of curiosity. But yeah, just make the sign of making water. I would not be surprised if the gentlemen join me, but
We shall see.
Yeah.
The rest of you, a bit behind Red, will come downstairs and encounter a similar scene. The spread on the table consists of wine, ruby red, mead, golden colored, what looks like some sort of an herbal tea, fruit, apples, oranges, grapes, and raisins in a bowl. Some sort of, I guess you could best describe it as fruit cake, but it seems heavy on the cherries. Light puff roll pastries, cheese, which the yellowish color of it tells you it's akin to a cheddar, and what looks like a spreadable goat cheese, and dried fish and fresh fish spread. It, again, sets your collective mouths to watering. Jamal greets you and wishes you a happy midsummer.
I am probably fretting nervously at this point.
She will look
Thank you,
mildly
gracious lady.
confused at Allie and Joel. I see. Well,
Did Mercy
welcome to
mention?
my home. Yes.
Okay.
She said that you're responsible for cloaking their forms in
Oh,
illusion magic.
It wasn't me. I'm just a beginner.
Well, one of you is a wizard of some note. I would have noticed a gorgeous moon elf and a noble dwarf entering my home last night.
Well,
Thank you for your hospitality, my lady.
yes, thank
Rhiannon
you.
is very modest.
I
Do not press her; she gets flustered very easily.
I hope it's all right. Some of us needed a change of clothes, and there was lots up there.
I have enough clothing to clothe an army or a very large troop of actors. So you're welcome to take, as part of the payment for the service that you will be rendering for me in the next day or so, one outfit as suits your fancy. Is that fair?
Yeah, thank you.
She will say some words in a lilting language you do not understand.
Whoops.
You'll forgive me. I grew up around a lot of humans.
She'll look slightly surprised at that. You are a little on the tall side for all of the moon elves that I've met, but, well, very well. I wished you a happy and healthy morning.
Thank you.
Good
Please,
nutrition, I'm given
eat.
to understand.
Just
Drink.
good nutrition and just happenstance. But yes, I unfortunately my parents died when I was very young, and I grew up in a
Very
human
sorry to hear
town.
that.
Yes, thank you.
she'll say, I'm very sorry to hear that, and then say, which one?
Well, I'm going to go and the cheese. I'm going to ask. So, is this cow's cheese, or goat's cheese, or?
It is sheep's cheese in the halfling style.
In order to avoid any awkward questions, I'm just going to go and start stuffing my mouth with fruitcake and cheese.
How long is Joel's beard at this point?
So let's go around the group. Joel's beard is it's now like a 630 shadow, but it is not grown out. It's not grown out into a beard. Joel, the fruitcake is a cherry fruitcake, and it is delightful. You're hungry as hell, so pretty much anything would probably taste pretty good right now. But it's one of those experiences that makes you say to yourself, I'm in a real place, because now I've got taste in my mouth and I'm feeling satiated. So either this is some sort of a magnificent delusion computer program, or I am in a real place. So that's what Joel's up to. Do you wish to pull up a chair somewhat awkwardly? They're a little high. Or stand at the edge of the table.
Oh, me. I'll absolutely stand at the table that's up to chest height.
Yes. Okay. Feed yourself.
Easier to get it in your mouth.
Yeah, good
All right,
healthy
so
dwarven appetite.
Allie, you are doing what? She asked you the question. She's patiently
Yeah.
waiting.
Dang it! I was hoping to distract her.
Oh, terribly sorry. And if Rhiannon, if you're trying to distract her, what did you want to do to try to distract her?
So I was basically just like, I asked information about the cheese, and I asked
Got it.
about
Draw her off of that conversational topic. Okay,
Yeah.
so Rhiannon's taken that conversational bullet for you, Allie. It looks like you'll just have to answer that question later.
Yeah.
So she'll happily take you on a tour of the foods on the tables if that's what you want her to. Randy, what are you doing? Finished making water? No immediate gravestones or other signs of buried bodies.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'll just come back in, eager for some food. Look for like a washing bin or something to rinse my hands off.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Pull up a chair.
Pull up a chair.
Or anything at the table sound particularly delightful to you?
I've already forgotten what was at the well, I'm sorry, but I don't want to make you repeat it all.
All right.
Whatever's probably something. If it were something sweet and probably not good for me, and I might be tempted by that, or something that looks not meat. I'm a vegetarian,
Yep.
but something that looks like a unusual realms treat that maybe I haven't had before. I would want to explore that.
Your best bets are the cherry bread or the rolls.
Oh, cherry bread. Let's go for some cherry bread.
All right, so you and Joel will be dividing that up. Eric, how about yourself?
Our first adventure was in Lork, my lady. Very
Lork,
small
I'm not sure I've
and
heard of that.
dismal, a very small and dismal town to the northwest of Westgate, outside the Dragon Coast, in the frontier, as it were.
The far north?
Not the far north exactly, but on the trade road to the Sword Coast.
I see. So you've traveled fairly far.
Somewhat. Most of us are from the Dales or somewhere nearby. There are a number of elves that live in the Dales, obviously. So
I had heard that. But then again, I also heard that you were planeswalkers. And in that moment, you will know that after you went to sleep, May and she had a conversation.
I see.
Well, so much for blending in.
Well,
You ever thought we were gonna?
Not really, but so tell us about this production you need us to help put on.
I'm gonna start getting food. I think at that point, I'm just gonna I'm gonna turn to the food.
She'll laugh and she'll say, I do not mean to pry over much. You can tell me whatever it is you choose to tell me. But if I'm to be helpful to you, the more you tell me that you think I need to know, the more that I can assist you with. And I'm quite curious about the lot of you. I personally believe that you were put here in my path for a reason. And so I'm happy with my faith in Finder and his mischief to do what I can to assist you in return for a little help from you yourselves. Also, Elric,
Yes, my lady.
what's a god's damn Shadowbane?
Ah. Let me try some of this cheese and then I'll
I
explain.
will. I actually have a question. As an elf now,
Mhm.
has my palate changed at all?
Yes, your palate has changed. You'll find that the things that you're eating seem to be to you sweeter, sourer, more savory than you would imagine them to be if you were consuming them as you.
Okay.
Your eyesight is more acute, your hearing is more acute, your sense of touch feels lighter, you feel more nimble on your feet. There are a number of advantages.
I'm gonna be like taking a bite out of something, and I'm just like, this is the best.
So that's the answer to your question. You said something about her performance. She rode right over you on that one, Joel. She was asking about what a God's damn Shadowbane was. Randy or Rhiannon, did you want to say anything before Eric gave us an explanation?
Well, I was going to
I'm
whisper
just
to
gonna eat.
Rhiannon. Oh, yeah, I was just going to whisper to Rhiannon. Hey, should I mention that Finder came in my dream last night?
That's not neat. to know.
Okay.
That's not
I
need
was
to know.
gonna say something real dirty, but I won't.
Phrasing.
We're still doing phrasing. Okay. So, my lady, I see you have an advantage in this particular sparring match, and I
don't feel as though I do.
shall yield to your advantage. We are from a distant realm, it is true. Exactly where we come from is complicated and difficult and not germane. We are here to a purpose, I believe. I agree with you that you have met us for a reason. I'm not sure I understand that reason entirely, but it is our responsibility to protect these two children's. I have one in my arms right now. And see that they are well cared for, despite the dark threats that are coming after them.
Is this desire on your part similar to the desire that got your not relative killed a few days ago? Did these
Possibly.
women or did these children come from perhaps the same woman that was not too long ago here in the streets of Westgate?
It is possible, my lady. Fate works in mysterious ways.
We're all creatures of the gods. All creatures of the gods.
I am a servant of Helm, my lady, the god of guardians, who has tasked me with the responsibility to protect these children and my companions as well.
Mr.
That would be why you have that sword then.
It would.
Mr. Jamal, did you say last night that you knew where the widow and child of that particular deceased gentleman currently are?
Yes, they came to me some days ago, and I sent them to Thistle at House Thalavar. They're
Okay.
distant relations. I thought she would do something to assist them.
Are they- Are they here in the city?
Yes, Castle Thalavar is not far away.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly where she sent them. Why do you ask?
Eric, do you want or Elric, would you like to respond to that?
You want to say
might-
that out loud, Joel? Do you want to say out loud? Elric, would you care to respond to that?
I'll look at Elric.
Okay.
And just be like,
I believe that fate requires me to call upon Lady Thistle.
Lady Thistle Thalavar.
Yes.
Well, you'll be a bit of a surprise to her. Don't be surprised if she asks if you're a distant family relation.
I will not.
She's
I
easy
have
enough.
spent
to
enough time in this place not to be surprised by that.
apropos of nothing, does Lady Thistle happen to dress in clothing that matches her name? Purple?
I don't understand.
Does she wear a lot of purple to match her name?
Not that I've overwhelmingly noticed.
Okay, just
Does she
I know we're
carry
asking a lot of odd
spikes?
questions.
I have a question actually regarding outfits. I'm content to take this, but I did have a question if that offer includes some of the items that we saw upstairs. There are
Style. There's a suit of armor up there you like, isn't there?
yes,
An
and
an associate of mine left it here.
well, if you wouldn't mind if I used it.
She hasn't come back for it in quite some time. I imagine that at least for a while, you could use it as you see fit, particularly if you're going about some important business or other. Are you about to go about some important business or other? She'll say to all of you.
I get the feeling that we are.
We try for
Does-
the important. Sometimes we end up with the other. But
Question, my lady. Does this associate of yours have a public name that you would like to share?
I was about to ask.
Oh.
No,
I
But-
thought as much.
but this associate of mine is in town.
Is she?
Mhm.
You did say she. I take it.
I mean, it
did
is armor
say
cut
she.
for a woman.
Yes. I don't think I was
I
giving
try
very-
not to. I try not to make assumptions.
Fair enough. She has a build very similar to yours.
She have
Hair.
hair very similar to hers.
Why are we suddenly so curious about my associate?
I like elves. I don't know.
I will pinch the bridge of my nose at that point. Oh God.
If you're curious
It
about
does not
elves,
matter.
if you're curious about elves, there's a place not very far down the road from where we are now where you might meet a couple of them.
Truly.
Meet
In
in
what way?
yeah, what do you mean by meat?
well, I suppose it would depend on the amount of coin in your pocket.
Ah, okay, good. All right.
It's a very, very a very Westgate answer to that question.
I will note. Yeah.
But
It's kind of like.
as I say, I'm happy to give you directions to Castle Thalavar so that you might check in and see what. I don't remember. One moment as the DM looks for his notes. This is why I put little tags on things. Okay.
Many thanks, my lady. We would very much appreciate that.
After our baths.
After our baths. Excellent point.
I'm assuming we
Eric,
have
it
to
sounded
goat's
like
milk
if
to feed the babies as well.
they're
There is
Yeah.
on the table, Randy, two small you put wine in it, wineskin style devices, which are filled with warmed sheep's milk that she has in mind for you to use to feed the babies. If you ask, she'll point that out for you.
Thank you. And I'll fight the temptation to like squirt some at Eric.
Is that a significant
Oh
temptation?
my God.
I do have one of the
Boys.
babies.
so I
yeah.
Yeah, make sure you
I,
feed
le-
it.
I lean
Yes.
I lean into Eric and I say, "Your dream sounded somewhat urgent. Did you get the impression that that was happening, like, while you were dreaming it?
I have no idea, but that's possible.
So actually, I guess I have to like reach and like bring him down to."
Ah,
The DM found his notes.
Ah,
He will say, the widow, Elasa, the son, Gedrin, and the daughter, Philera.
Gedrin. Yep.
okay. Well,
I mean, so we're going there, but we really need to bathe and we really need to like do all the housekeeping things. And maybe while we go there, since we're staying in town, we leave the babies here and don't take them with us to fight vampires.
Are you going to say that out loud?
Yeah.
Vampires.
fight the threats that we might face.
You'll say vampires. This is the second time now you've mentioned that.
Well, we're in Westgate, aren't we?
When we
Well, Mr.
arrived, my lady, we had an encounter with a
A
creature
vampire.
that fed upon the blood of one of our companions.
I did not know very much about vampires until fairly recently, but I've had cause to become painfully aware of them. She'll pat her shattered leg.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Someone asked me, or someone rather asked Mercy about what happened to my basement. Let me tell you a brief tale about that. A couple of months back, some members of my street company started to go missing in larger numbers than usual. And I wasn't sure what that meant until sweet little Sarissa reappeared one night for rehearsal here at the house and nearly killed us all. We
Yes.
set the basement ablaze, destroying her, and she shattered my leg. I think that they've been hunting my people, set on them like rabid dogs by those who would want their voices quieted and the tales of small heroes untold. That is why those, she's pointing at the garlic cloves out in the entryway, festoon my house.
Sympathies, my lady.
Tragic tale. We are aware that there may be a passage from your basement into the sewers beneath the city.
My basement?
Yeah, we've heard that many of the buildings in Westgate have secret passages into the sewers. So I don't know if you've done an active search for such a thing, but it might be wise to do so.
Based upon our arrival, underground is just a warren of tunnels that such creatures could infest. It might be prudent to make such a search.
I have heard that, but I had no reason to believe that this house had such a tunnel. Sir Dwarf, might you do me the honor of assisting me in locating it?
I would be happy to, and also I believe that my elven friend may have some capacity at finding secret doors, so maybe we should go look.
Yes, you should take Mara. I understand that elves have a natural sense for
Bit
such
of a
things.
knack.
Yeah,
That would be
between the two of us, well, let's go have a look.
This house came into my hands from Thistle. It was her refuge of sorts. It belonged to her mother. A
Thistle,
rebellion
firehouse.
who passed while Thistle was very young. Do you say that, Allie?
I will mutter that, yes.
Lady
Okay.
Thalavar owned this house, I say, to cover up Allie's mutter.
Will say yes. The house was owned by Briar Thalavar. That is the reason why sweet briar roses were planted in the garden.
Of course.
Nettle Thalavar, the grandmother of Thistle, the woman who raised her, and who died some 4 years ago in the tragic events of the Year of the Banner, gifted it to her. And I think she gifted it to me and to my troop because it held unpleasant memories for her. She said nothing about secret doors in the basement.
Better safe than sorry, as we
Okay.
say in our own.
Indeed.
Banner, like,
These nights
I'll
are dark
even-
and dangerous.
I'll even sit there for a second. Like, here are the banner.
My lady,
Okay.
you said that your leg was injured. Have you had sufficient priestly attention?
I've seen a cleric, the Lathanderites, here in town. However, they
yes.
told me that the level of magic that would be necessary to allow me to walk without a hobble would be frighteningly expensive and difficult to acquire.
Understood. Yes.
I'm used to it, such is the nature of things in life.
I
But
am-
you owe me a tale, friend,
Of course. What tale would you like, my lady?
of God's damned Shadowbane.
Ah, yes.
I sense the possibility for a cheap hero, and the city needs cheap heroes, friend.
Well, the place where I come from, which is far away, as you have no doubt determined, Shadowbane is a legend, a hero, a cheap hero, as you will, who works the streets and the dungeons and tunnels beneath the streets, fighting evil and protecting those of the surface world. And in a place where I thought I was in great peril, it seemed a worthy thing to call upon.
So you are not this Shadowbane? You merely aspire to be like him?
It depends on how you look at it. Perhaps words make reality. Perhaps stories are true. If that is the case, then that is what I am.
Well, I think that we may be able to seek some inspiration for the performances that I have in mind for the next day or two. And at that moment, there's a knock on the front door. Anyone have any immediate reaction to that?
I mean,
Not my
I would
house.
look towards the
Somebody
door.
else is going to answer it.
Are you
She'll look
expecting
over-
company?
She'll look over in that direction. May and Uldor may very well be returning. They were going to the Lathanderite church to see what they could do to treat his wounds. But unfortunately, everyone but Mercy is gone on errands for me. Would one of you be so kind as to get that? It is daytime, so I'm not expecting vampires. But
I shall
beware.
go.
Oh, all right. You go.
Well, you can come too, Mara.
Oh. All right, fine.
Okay.
We
the
head
two
to
of
the
you-
door, and I'm like,
Bring
did
up
you
my
have
door.
to make yourself so hot? Just did you?
Look,
Like, I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
So you'll
I had an opportunity and I took it.
That's fine. That's fine. Follow your bliss.
So you'll figure out how to unlock this door. There's lots of locks to this door. Or you could just throw that little thing in the door to look out it.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look out.
All right, while Allie is unlocking the door, you're looking out the door.
Mhm.
It's a halfling.
Why?
Older gentleman.
So I'm like craning to see.
You have to look down at first because you're expecting at sort of like eye level to find something, but you'll look down. Halfling, older gentleman, dressed colorfully. Looks like he has some sort of a musical instrument, like maybe a mandolin strung over his back. Wearing a symbol of a harp. Look above the door, it's the same symbol. He's got gray at his temples and a well-kept beard, sort of. This is the person that Randy was describing in his dream last night.
Well, fuck. We clearly got to let this guy in.
There's the
And
one.
on that note,
That's the one.
we'll end
That
this
paid off quickly.
And on that note, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you, Chris. Oh my God, this is good. This is going good places. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you everyone for coming with us on this adventure. I have been Eric Scott DeVee. One F-bomb per show. That's our PG-13 rule, and I wanted to get it in before the wire. Once again, check out my Kickstarter.
It's not a requirement.
Exclamation point justice will take you to the link. I'll put that in the chat. Or I already have because of the time dilation. Yeah. And otherwise, take it away, Rhiannon.
Hey, I've been Rhiannon Held. Check out my space opera series under RZ Held. It is now complete if you're into that sort of thing. The Amsterdam Institute series begins with clean install. And tonight we have a giveaway for Phoenix Dice. And you still have a little bit of time to enter. One set of dice anywhere in the world. Exclamation point ticket. And also, if you go to phoenixdice.com, you can get 10% off at checkout, entering the code Dungeon Scrawlers, one word. And tonight, thanks to our moderators who aren't here playing, so Myra, Doug, and Selder.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yep.
Hi, as mentioned at the top of the show, I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie. I guess I'm an elf now. And you can generally see me in the chat when I'm not playing as Shay Darksong. And you can check out my work at my Patreon, Alexandra Pitchford, just patreon.com/Alexandra Pitchford. where I will be posting some new stuff soon. So stay tuned to that. Otherwise, yeah, that's me today.
Yeah. I'm Randy, also known as Randonius. I've been Randonius. I am Randy. And
I am
thank you.
Randonius. No, okay.
Yeah. Thank you everybody who came and viewed and supported us, and thank you for everyone who gave to Trevor Project or subscribed. It means the world to us, and
Definitely.
Joel.
Thank you so much.
All right. Hello, everybody. I've been Joel Everett. I can see why dwarves are cranky because I'm getting an awful crick in my neck looking up at you guys. But now that I am a dwarf, I can multi-class.
Nice.
Until
that's a
next
good way
time.
to look at it.
Until next time, in the meantime, come hang out with us on the Discord, talking about all kinds of stuff, TTRPGs, art, fantasy, writing, all kinds of cool stuff. Come hang out. Chris, over to you.
All right. It has been a pleasure running you all this evening. I've enjoying my one shot and looking forward to more 1 point something shot.
Okay, Yang Yang, hit the giveaway.
Da 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 da. Sultry Shea.
Cool.
Sultry Shea? Sultry Shea? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Gonna get some awesome dice.
Woo!
Fantastic. Welcome. Thank you. Good to see you. I hope you
Yes.
I hope you enjoy it. I hope you'll be back and you'll get some cool dice.
Well, with that, until next time, may your rolls and your word count be equally high.